timeline of activities so that you will know what to do and what to expect and how to prepare the needed documents. For step 1, submission of documents. Applicants will submit the application documents to their respective schools. The administrative officer too will receive and verify all documents for completeness, authenticity, and accuracy. For step 2, this is the orientation. All Teacher 1 applicants will attend an in-person orientation at the gymnasium facilitated by the Division HRM PSB. Next step is the sub-selection committee formation. So the division office sub-selection committee or DSSC members will be submitted to the division office chairperson. For step 4, this is the finalization of applications. School administrative officers will now finalize Teacher 1 application documents for submission to the DSSC. And the next step is the initial evaluation. This is the time that the DSSC will conduct the initial evaluation of the applicant's qualifications under the Division HRM PSP. The results will be submitted by the timeline given by the division office. For step 6, this is now the demo teaching and reflection exam orientation. So in the morning, this is the schedule. Demo teaching observers and TRF checkers will be briefed. And in the afternoon, all Teacher 1 applicants will be oriented on demo teaching and the teacher reflection written examination. That same day, the initial evaluation results will now be released via the district office and the
Nabay
Facebook
isa ka
page.
manok ba?
For
Nakuan?
step 7, examinations and
Samad.
demonstration teaching. So
Lalaki.
this is the
Dire
time that the
Nagibitik man
applicants
siguro
will
daw to.
take the teacher reflection written examination in the morning, followed by the demo
Ambot
teaching
ambot
in
kung
selected schools
sintensyahan
in
to
the
niya.
afternoon. Feedback and technical assistance will
Ang
be
sakit yang lami na
provided
pud ni
as
sabaw.
much as possible. For step
Lami ang
3,
sabaw yang.
this is the comparative assessment result. So what will happen in this stage? The DSSC now and HRM PSB will prepare the comparative assessment results
Dire ka mo.
together with the registry of qualifying applicants. This includes evaluation of exam papers, lecture quiz, demo teaching results, and the reflection papers. Finalization now will take place on the set timeline with submission to the division
Ligawas.
HRM PSP. For step 9,
Dili
this is
pagbalik
now
pa
the
niya siguro.
deliberation of results and ranking. So the division HRM
Taod-taod sa.
PSP will deliberate and finalize the RRA. The open ranking system will be conducted. RRA will be submitted to the SDS, the school's division superintendent, for approval. For the last step is the posting of results. Usually, the RQA or the registry of qualified applicants will be posted once approved. The exact date will be announced. So this timeline ensures that the Teacher 1 hiring process is transparent, merit-based, and aligned with the DepEd standards. So as you can see in the images, show a field evidence excerpts about the means of verification or the MOV used in the recruitment and selection process for Teacher 1 positions. It highlights the different documents and activities used to ensure that transparent, fair, based on merit. This all includes posting of recruitment, selection, and appointment, interviews, demonstration teaching, and evaluation reports. So the photos show actual school-based
Karon na lang
activities
bro.
like screening, liberation, classroom demo, which serves as proof that applicants are properly assessed using the standardized procedures. All right, thank you very much. With these key components in place, it is also important to ensure that evaluation of these surveys remains fair, objective, and consistent. This is where the grade score rubric becomes essential. Provide clear standards for setting minimization and decision-making with an
Watermelon.
further clarity on candidates are evaluated in this way, let us now
Bebe,
hear
magkano ko
from
na?
Sophie Geraldine Helia as she presents insights on the grade score increase. Sophie Geraldine, you now have the floor.
So good day. So welcome to phase four of the selection process, the panel and poll. So congratulations on reaching this stage. This reflects your strong performance over other phases. So allow me to introduce myself. I am Geraldine L. Julia, a member of the panel representing the Calories Unit Service Board. So I and Ma'am Kelsey will be facilitating this interview. So this session is an opportunity for us to better understand your competencies, experiences, and readiness for the role. But before we proceed with the interview proper, I would like to present the rubric that will guide our evaluation. So the rubric evaluates candidates based on five key competency domains: communication skills, problem solving and analysis, decision making, leadership and interpersonal skills, and adaptability and stress management. In performance is written as distinguished when candidates show
Kanay mo kaon
exceptional
sa puak.
mastery
Nga fit mo.
across all competency domains. So proficient when candidate demonstrates solid competence, and developing when the candidate shows partial understanding of the competency domain,
Kasi ni
or
ha?
acceptable when responses may be general, unclear, or require further elaboration. So that is our rubric for this interview. So we will now proceed with the questions. Are you ready?
No?
Kelsey?
Yes,
Sige na.
ma'am.
Mag-sleeper ba tari?
Trabaho may bugnaw kita mo
Matulog kung dyan tawag kay sleeper.
magkandayo may sandro. Ya, kaya? Wala na nata. Dako pero wala na nakapag.
Ma'am Kelsey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, this question is one that has been already introduced me.
Wala nata.
Here, one of your panel. Here's your question number one. Okay, so number one is
Adilo kay mo ang sa
Lydia.
kalayo ya. Dala ka niya.
Question is, how does your system reduce reverting and rest?
Okay, thank you for your question, ma'am. For me, our
Ang
system
lami?
reduces risk by
Ang lami?
strictly adhering to standardized, merit-based criteria outlined in official hiring guidelines, ensuring that all applicants are evaluated using the same objective measures such as qualifications, teaching experience, demonstrated teaching performance, and interview results. We implement transparent scoring rubrics, require multiple evaluators to independently assess
Ay, kaya?
candidates, and document all decisions for accountability and audit purposes. Additionally, we avoid conflict of interest by requiring board members to disclose any personal connections with applicants when necessary, thereby promoting fairness, integrity, and equal opportunity throughout the hiring process. That's my answer, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Rizky. Okay, next question intended for applicant number one, Miss Lenny Deloso. Okay, Miss Lenny Deloso, here's your question. Where is accountability in the entire content?
So much, Mom. I think that's a very, very challenging question.
in recruitment and selection rests with the HRM-PSB and the appointing authority, consistent with the Merit and Fitness Principle under the 1987 Philippine Constitution. To ensure transparency, the process maintains an audit trail through documents such as rating sheets, comparative assessments, and deliberation records in line with the Civil Service Commission Omnibus Rules on Appointments and Other Human Resource Actions, Series of 2017, and the revised policies on recruitment, selection, and appointment in the Department of Education. These are reinforced by DepEd Order Number 7, Series of 2023, and amended by DepEd Order Number 21, Series of 2024. So in practice, teacher performance is monitored through IPCRM and provisionary evaluations. And any hiring lapses may lead to review or accountability of concerned
Mahulog sa tali.
officials. That's all po, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And the last question, this is for Miss Blossom. If a limited group is disadvantaged by your process, what changes while keeping job-related tests? Remember, fairness is a core professional concern in assessment.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So, in my part, if evidence shows that a protected group is disadvantaged in the selection process in my school, appropriate response is to refine the assessment procedures rather than lower standards. Meaning to say, I am going to anchor all my actions and decisions in giving or giving equal opportunity guided by the 1987 Philippine Constitution and Magna Carta for persons with disability. This ensures that barriers unrelated to job performance are removed while maintaining merit and fitness requirements. In addition, in school-based practice, adjustments include providing reasonable accommodations such as assistive tools or modified testing conditions for persons with disabilities or the PWD applicants, and ensuring culturally responsive and context-appropriate evaluation for my applicants who belong to the IEs
Slow.
during their demonstration teaching. So, in short, ma'am, the key principle that will guide me in addressing this situation is fairness is achieved by ensuring equity in access to assessment while maintaining merit and fitness as the non-negotiable standard. So again, that is based on 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 9-B, which not about making big decisions,